Two people waiting.
Hey, hi, good afternoon, Aditya.
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good
Ajay.
evening, good evening, good evening. How are you?
Fine, great to see you.
Same here, thank you.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome every one of you on behalf of Eagle Leadership Academy. I am Kishore Thakur, your host for the program today. In continuation of our learning series of webinars, we bring to you today Mental Wellness for My World, an introduction by Colonel Vivek Ananthakrishnan. Colonel Vivek, an Indian Army retired colonel, is an experienced life coach, emotional intelligence practitioner, and master trainer facilitator. An ICF credentialed ACC coach, Colonel Vivek brings with him 40 plus years of life experience of leadership and is actively involved in people's development programs. Without taking any further time, I invite Colonel Vivek to take the stage on this Zoom platform, please. But before I hand over to Colonel Vivek, a request to all of you that during the program, you may have questions which you can put in chat box, and wherever speaker prompts for for your interaction, you can unmute yourself and speak. Till such time, I request everyone to be on mute. Thank you. Colonel Vivek, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Kishore. Good evening. Good evening, participants. A warm welcome to you all from Eagle Leadership Academy. I want you to just sit back and relax. This is a complex subject. In the next 40 minutes or so, I shall try to cover the, the basic of mental wellness and what are the things that we can do ourselves. Now, I'll try to make it as simple as possible. And let's try to make it interactive also. So I would request you to keep grab a sheet of paper and so the time is short. So that's why I said, I want you to keep all these things ready and let's quickly move into it. A quick word about the environment today. You're all aware, I don't have to tell you. This is the time when you have to be mentally strong. And for that, let us examine the various aspects of mental wellness. I shall only cover a very small part of this today. Now, this entire workshop today, I'll be looking at feelings, emotions, thoughts, and what are the effects and what is the way ahead. This is not the sequence, but I will be moving up from one to the other in this presentation. So, one of the questions that normally people ask is, how are you feeling today? How do you feel now? Now, on the face of it, both phrases are more or less interchangeable. But there are some subtle differences. So let's see how, as this workshop proceeds, you will see how these things are different. For the people who are semantically inclined, it will be like, feel is a verb normally used in the simple form. It refers to the state, rather than actions and process. Whereas if you're saying feeling, it is a verb in continuous form. Like you say, I am feeling better now. I feel good to be here. Why I brought up this point was because many times we are not comfortable talking about our emotions and feelings. We avoid naming it because we feel very, very vulnerable about it. And then we try to talk around it. So remember these two questions that I'm asking you right now. As I shall unravel after a short while, you will understand why this is so important. Now, for this activity that I have planned out today, I want you to take out that white piece of paper that I said. And I will show you 5 boxes. I want you to write down as we proceed. Now, the important thing here is, remember that writing down something empowers you. So you will ask me, why is that so? Because first, we are accepting the truth on what is. We are also having the courage to write it down. And it makes our thoughts very coherent. It becomes very crystal clear, when I'm talking about it. It's also a start point for us to get to the next level. Overall, it makes things very, very simple for us. That is the reason why you have to write it down. Don't feel shy about it, because if you write it down, things will become much easier. Now you see these 5 boxes. I want you to make 5 boxes in the same manner. 3 on the left side and 2 on the right side. These 2 can be bigger. The other 3 can be of a very normal size. And those 2 arrows. Once you made it, I'll give you about 30 seconds. Quickly make it, then we will proceed further. Done? Okay. Great. So today I shall look at these 3 things here: thoughts, emotions, and feelings. Are they the same? If they are not same, what is the difference? What is the connect between all 3? How does it affect you as a human being? How do these 3 things affect the way you function? Will it help you to become a better person, or to be able to tackle the many, the many things that you face in life? So herein comes the first one, that is emotions. If you are an EI practitioner, or if you have gone through emotional intelligence, if you read about it, there are 8 basic emotions that are talked of. Some psychologists also say that there are 27 of them. Somebody says there are much more, but I will restrict to these 8 because of to make things much easier. The question that I want to ask you yourself, you should ask yourself is, are emotions bad? Why do I get emotions? Is it natural to have emotions? We shall see that. Now, these are the basic 8 emotions that we are talking of: anger, sadness, fear, joy, trust, disgust, anticipation, and surprise. Just keep it as a start point here. It is just these words are there to identify what emotions look like. Also remember, many of us talk of emotions and feelings with the same words, and both emotions and feelings keep interchanging as far as when you describe it with one of these words. So the question is, what is emotion? What is an emotion? May I request you to put it in the chat box what you feel are emotions. I've described some of you, but then you have to tell me what you understand by when I say emotion. Please put it in the chat box. I'll give you about 30 seconds. I'm rushing forward because I have a lot to cover. Something we feel, okay? The way we react in situation. What else? Inner feeling. Reactions. Very good. What else? Inner feelings. Realization of situation or emotions are the same inner feelings that influenced by social environment. Response. Something which affects our responses. Expression. What else? Understanding the situation, outcome in activities, connection to someone or some situation or someone, reaction depending on the situation. Very interesting. Great. So I think you have covered a lot of things. I shall explain it here further to you. If I say emotions are physical reactions or emotions are impulses to act in life, the question here is that emotions are neither good nor bad. They are physical reactions and or what you call impulses to act in life. What it means here is that emotions are triggered by something either external or internal. Now, what can be external? Like, for example, you have seen a friend suffering, or you've just watched a movie, or you heard some news. It may be good, it may be bad. It triggers an emotion in you. You got to understand that emotions precede feelings. They are instinctual and physical in scope. What do I mean by physically? Physical means that they are measurable. Now you say, hey, are emotions measurable? Yes, of course they are. For example, when you monitor your brain activity, when you, your blood flow, your body language, your micro-facial expressions. You've seen some people get angry, it reflects on their face. Some people are extremely happy, so that reflects on their face. Or your heartbeat starts moving faster. So these are all examples of this. I can give you another example that let's say you have to walk in the countryside in a jungle or something, or you're going on a hike and you have to cross a small river. There is a very rickety bridge, a shaking bridge on the river. Now, by thinking about it, it may evoke an emotion of fear in you. Now, emotion also is affected by some other factors. The first one is genetics, more specifically, your brain and personality structure. This includes your self-control. It can affect, all these things can affect the emotional expression of an individual or a family. The other aspect is physical conditions. People suffering from diabetes, thyroid disorders, brain tumors, strokes, sorry. This can all cause a person's emotional responses to change dramatically. Then the Third thing is cultural traditions and beliefs. There are some cultures which it is deemed bad manners to express emotions in a way that is considered unhealthy, and you're not supposed to do all that in public. Whereas in other places, people say it's good. So it can be any of these factors also. All these factors, it's a combination of all these factors that lead to what is an emotion. Having said this here, I'll give you another example. Let's say you're coming back from office late at night. You have to cross a portion of the street that is not lit. There is a garbage dump. There are stray dogs there. Now, just by, the very fact that you got to cross this road at night means you have to, this emotion of fear comes in. I'm only dealing with this emotion of fear. There are other emotions. There's not enough time. Otherwise, I would have given you more examples. So the very fact that you're thinking of dogs, or if you are not a pet, if you're not a pet person, you don't have a pet at home, your reaction to thinking of a dog of a wild or stray dog may evoke an emotion of fear in you. Now, I want you to take out your flowchart that I told you and write down in the first box here, write the emotion that you felt when you woke up today in the morning. Just write it down here. Just could be one word. Done. I'll take 30 seconds here. I want you to reflect on whatever we've spoken about just now. Anything that comes to your mind, please put it on the chat box. If you desire to. If you feel like putting something on the chat box, please do. None? No problems. We'll move ahead. Now, from the neuroscience perspective, let's have a look at it. Emotions are lower level responses occurring in the subcortical region of the brain, the amygdala, and the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, creating biochemical reactions in your body, altering your physical state. What it essentially means is that there are so many reactions in your body, and it creates this kind of emotion. That is all that you need to understand as a layman. Also, researchers have found that emotions are contagious. Please remember this word, contagious. Emotions are contagious. I'll pause for reflections again. Do you let emotions overpower your intelligence? I want you to reflect on this quickly. 30 seconds. Just think. Do you let your emotions overpower your intelligence? From whatever we've spoken about emotions. Yes, someone says no, someone says yes. Sometimes, yes, sir, it does. No. Very good. Thank you. So now we come on to the next word that we had. We were looking at emotions, feelings, and thoughts. So we come on to feelings. Now you know that what emotions are. What are feelings? May I request you to put it in the chat box? Contemporary thing going on in the mind, responses towards different situations, our state of mind. Very good. Responses towards stimulus through which we feel connected, state of mind at any situation, sensation. Very good. Unlike emotions, it is a state of mind and is not expressed by physically. Very good. Who is written as Aman? Excellent. Very good. So, feelings are preceded by emotions. That is, emotions, then you get feelings. Now, in this example that I gave you of, walking in a jungle or you're hiking and you reached a bridge. Once you cross the bridge, you suddenly realize that, you are no more afraid. This emotion has gone up. You were feeling afraid because you had this fear in your mind. But there were so many other obstacles and you kept looking at each other things. So there is a difference here between when we talk of feelings and emotions. Now, emotions are experiences. Our thoughts interpreting our personal experiences, and associations with emotional experiences. There is a difference here between when we talk of what emotions are and feelings. Now, what are emotions? Like I mentioned earlier, basically, it is biologically based physical responses triggered reflexes. They are automatic, instinctual, and there's not much variation from person to person. When you say fear, everybody experiences fear. When I say anger, when I say joy, you all understand what it means. But when it comes to feelings actually describe our emotions. It happens in the mind. There, it was a physical response. Here, it happens in the mind. Now, response of our feelings vary greatly between individuals because each individual is unique. You have your own set of experiences. You are a totally unique person. You're different from everyone else. That is the reason why emotions and feelings are different. And feelings vary for individuals. Also remember that your feelings can change during or after the event. You have this emotion of fear. And as time progresses, you suddenly realize that, why am I being afraid? or your fear has increased. So it can change during the event. After the event also, like you going to the doctor for an injection. You have this emotion of fear, but once you are feeling afraid, you go there. Once you take the injection, you say, hey, why was I getting afraid? There was no reason for it. Okay, and then you are no more afraid. But there is another important thing here is that there is a constant loop. Sorry. There is a loop. Emotions lead to feelings. Feeling creates more emotions, and they are internally linked to your, to your body as well as to your mind. I go back to that example of you're coming back from office and you have this emotion of fear because you think or you feel that there are dogs, stray dogs there. And what happens is that you get afraid. You have a feeling of being afraid. Let's get back to your flowchart. Now, I want you to write down what was the feeling you felt based on the emotion you had in the morning. Take 30 seconds, write down. What are the emotions you got when you got up in the morning, and now what are the feelings that you have? Done? Great. I want you to reflect. If feelings are just visitors, do you let them come and go? I told you a feeling can change during the event or after the event. So do you let them come and go, or does it remain with you? Ask yourself. Think on this. Emotions work. For my dear and near ones, feel like make it productive, it changes continuously. Very good. Now that you understood what emotions and feelings are, let's quickly look at thoughts. What are thoughts? You see, people ask me, as a soldier, when you are going into an operation, when you're going into operations, do you feel fear? All of us do feel fear. But do you feel afraid? Maybe I say slightly. It's our thoughts that prevent us from feeling afraid or to overcome that feeling of fear. Getting over that emotion of fear or feeling or not feeling afraid. So thoughts is an important link between your emotions and feelings. It is a mental process that links your emotions and feelings. See, your thoughts represent your beliefs, opinions, ideas, over time, your attitudes, all those things are those which affect your thoughts. And it is your perspective. Again, herein lies the fact that your perspective is your perspective. Nobody else will have this perspective, because as a unique person, your thoughts are going to govern what is the emotion, what is the feeling you get when you have a particular emotion. This is what I just now said. How we think about an experience, one that has involved an emotional response, will feed that associated resulting feeling. So thoughts are the connect between emotions and feelings. Again, there is a very important difference here between thought and feeling. I'll just get on to this. I'll quickly go back to my example of how when you were going back from office, you have to cross the road. There are stray dogs there. Your emotions have led to a feeling of being afraid. And then what happened here? Your thoughts have created a larger than life image because you have been imagining, you have been thinking so much about this. Before I move ahead, I want you to quickly reflect on these three things: emotions, feelings, and thoughts. And also fill up this chart here. Now, what are those thoughts based on those emotions and feelings? On both these emotions and feelings, what were the thoughts that were there? Either if you felt elated, you're looking forward, today's a Sunday. So there must have been some feelings that evolved in you. And what were those thoughts that led to those feelings? So I want you to fill it up here. Take about 30 seconds. Done? Thank you. We'll have a quick discussion here on what is the difference between feelings and thoughts. Can you put it in the chat box now that you understood what feelings and thoughts are? Please put it in the chat box. Can't think of anything? Thoughts, the imagination, thought is future, feeling is state of mind, and thoughts can change it. Very good. What else? Feelings are just felt by your mind and do not affect any other thing. However, thoughts are out of the world. Feelings could be controlled by thoughts. Thoughts arise from both emotions and feelings. What we feel about something, we thought particular about something. Thoughts is energy that comes due to a situation. Very good. All activities control. Feelings come sudden, but thoughts are results of analysis. Very good. So we've had a lot of responses. I will now just put it on the box here. Feelings. Feelings are like safe, happy, energetic, sad, upset, pleased, satisfied. And what are thoughts? I feel like giving up. I feel I'm completely trapped. I feel like going on a vacation. I feel like breaking the mobile. You need not break the mobile. Like sometimes we get thoughts, sometimes we get violent thoughts, and most of the times we don't do it. So there's a difference here. Have you been able to identify what is the difference? Feelings do not have an action to them. Thoughts are not feelings, they have an action to them. Now take your mind back to what I asked you in the first statement I made to you. How do you feel today? If you say, I feel like giving up, that's not a feeling, it's a thought. Understand the action here and try to analyze what is creating it. So you have an emotion, you have a feeling, you have a thought, each are different. A point to ponder, please analyze. When I say an attitude, an example of a long-lived thought is an attitude which develops as thoughts are repeated over and over and reinforced. One more for you. While thoughts are shaped by life, experiences, genetics, and education, they are generally under conscious control. The key word here is conscious control. So now what does this all add up to? What we've been talking here for the last 30 minutes or so. What does this all add up to? You see, in other words, if you are aware of your thoughts and attitudes, you can choose to change them. So that is the reason why I told you, when you write down your what is the emotion you're feeling, or what is the emotion you get, what are the feelings that arise out of those emotions, and what is the thought process behind this entire thing. If you can identify all these, then there is one place where you can change it, and those are your thoughts. Getting back to your flow chart, I want you to go into the fourth box that is there. Look at the emotion you had. What can you do to change that emotion or thought? If the emotion has a negative connotation, what is it that you can do to change it? If it is positive, what can you do to make it better? If, let's say, on a scale of 1 to 10, you are on 5 as far as happiness is concerned, can you push it up to 6 or 7 maybe? That is when we look at a emotion that is generally considered a very positive connotation. But let us say if it is a negative connotation, that when you got up in the morning, you were feeling angry, or one of those emotions that you had. So what is the thing that you can think of, or what can you do to change your thoughts? And please write it down as an action point. What I mean by an action point is, if you write down something like, I will think less, I'm going to again ask you, how do you plan to do that? So write it down, if possible, in an action point. I want you to also look at this flowchart that you have made and see, will such a process that affects you help you in your workplace? Look at this chart here. It shows physiology, emotions, feelings, and thoughts. And these three things keep repeating. These lead to your behaviors and to your performance and results. So you've written down all this. There's one more thing I want you to write down. How have the changes in thoughts, in the thinking process helped? How has it helped you in your feelings and endeavors? Okay. You see, this is an exercise that you can do at different times in your life. Keep a blank, with these boxes next to you. I recommend you keep copies of this so that you can keep doing it. For the start, I want you to, complete this again, examine it in the evening today or maybe tomorrow. Have a look at it and see, does it make sense to you? Is it going to benefit you in any way? I want you to analyze it. So it's 43 minutes since I started this presentation. I am going to, before I close down, I want to ask and I summarize. I want you to, if there are any questions that you have, if there are any reflections or any takeaways that you may like to add, I want you to put it in the chat box. Whatever questions you have, I have another about 15 minutes or so, and I shall try to clear whatever notes or whatever clarifications you have, questions you have. Please put it in the chat box.
Or Vivek, we can ask them to unmute and speak
Yeah.
also. If there
Please do that. I think you can unmute and ask your question, and I'll try to answer it.
Whoever wants to speak can unmute themselves and speak.
Yeah. Aman has got a question. How can we work on an attitude? So what did I mention about attitude? I said it is a thought that comes over and over and again. How to change a thought is something I'll be covering later in my next presentation, but that is a start point.
There is a question from Ajit. Doing this exercise can bring mental wellness?
Yeah, you see, the fact here is that that's a very good question. Now, this is the start point of, how can you control your thoughts? What are the ways you can start looking at different perspectives? How can you, look at, this is just a start point of it. Because, as you're aware, we've got, new neural networks. The brain can, by changing your thought patterns, you can build new neural networks. And when you have certain long-standing emotions, or your emotions are, you're not able to control them, your feelings, there's a time when, if you can look at changing your thought process, or looking at it from different perspectives, it is the stepping stone towards starting off on mental wellness. It is just the tip of the entire process. And it takes time. It is a difficult process to change your thoughts. But the very fact that you accept that this is what is, this is the problem that is happening, or this is what I have to do, it is a start point.
We have more questions, Vivek.
Yeah.
Can we control emotions beforehand so that we don't need to change the thought in later stage? This is from Suraj.
See, I told you, emotion is a reaction. It's a body reaction. you are supposed to, it will not be fair to say, like, you hear bad news or a sad news, you will feel sad. You can't say don't feel sad about it. You hear somebody, gives you a good news, you feel happy about it, elated about it.
Okay.
You see a friend suffering, you can't say that don't feel sad about it. Emotions are just natural reactions. It is there.
We have
How,
another.
how you organize your thoughts, and then how you are able to control your feelings is where it matters.
We have another
You
question.
can't remain in that state permanently.
Okay. We have another question from Om Prakash. How to start thinking in morning?
Start thinking. Well, I'm thinking most of the time, so I do not know how you can start, or is it what you're trying to say is how do I start thinking in a different manner in the morning? You may like to try out this chart, what I've mentioned to you, and then start looking at different ways to think about those emotions and those feelings that are coming up.
We have another question from Vibhuti Bhushan. Every morning I wake up with a good energy, but whenever a small thing goes wrong, after that the whole day goes unproductive. What could the solution be, sir?
Very good. It is. So the first thing you got to do is, I told you, keep this chart with you. The minute such a thing happens, what is the first emotion that comes to you? Write it down. What are the feelings that come to you because of that emotion? And what were you thinking about it? Once you write down those thoughts and see how you can change the way you look at things, it will benefit you. For example, let's say, you are in a job which you're thinking whether should I leave the job or not leave the job, or you are almost inclined to say I want to leave the job because things are not working. Now you get the news, suddenly one day you get the news that you're no more required and you're free to go. So there are two ways of looking at it. One is you say, no, they have thrown me out. The other way is say, look, in any case, I wanted to leave this job. And I have been planning on this for quite some time. So the very fact that they said, it has made my decision easier. So there are ways and means of looking at it.
There is another question from Aman. Can you give an example of the flow chart to start with other than from waking up?
Oh, you can do it anytime. Let's say this example that someone had just asked me about. You are feeling very happy and you're doing something. Suddenly you get a news that somebody tells you on the telephone that somebody's fallen ill very close to you. So you write down that emotion that came in your mind, and what are you feeling at that minute, and what are the thoughts that are racing through your mind. So what happens here is that you will ask yourself, by my feeling bad or my feeling sad, is it going to help my friend? What is it that I can do? So you change your thoughts. You don't feel that sad, but you say, yes, I can try to help him in this manner. Okay. So there are different ways. I'm suggesting a way to you, but there are different ways and means of going through this. Kishore, any more? Because we are now running out of time. Just got about 5 minutes left.
On chat box, I have put a message that
Okay.
if there is any further query, that can be directed to the email ID and WhatsApp number also
Yes.
have given. So,
Thank you.
and we will reach out and we'll try our best to address them.
Thank you. So before,
Last question, Vivek.
Yeah.
That it is from Sadanand Swami. That, sir, I have a question. Response to stimulus, the result is good or bad. I have to respond or no. If I do response, then my express is bad towards someone, but response is correct. I think Sadanand needs to explain more. Sadanand, why don't you unmute and speak about your question?
Sadanand, please come online.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, if any stimulus I got, the response for that stimulus is bad or good, but my response is correct, but someone's think that that is bad, or my impression towards them is low. At that time, what we can do? We have to respond or no?
You already responded, haven't you?
Sir.
So once you've responded, no, are you doing it? Now the question here is that, are you responding to the other person
Yes, sir.
for him to feel good or bad, or is it your natural response? What exactly, see, these are things that you got to ask yourself. What exactly is in your mind? Do you want him to feel good or bad? Or do you want to respond in the way that you want to respond? You can't have both. You want him to feel good also, and you want to respond in a particular manner. Is that how can you do that?
Yes.
Can you do that? That is my question to you. I want you to think on this and email it back to me, and I will be able. I'll carry it forward from you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have got final question, Vivek, for you.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, I feel every morning body pain last 1 year, and I feel my mind not off in night. This question is from Dheeraj.
Dheeraj, I think we'll have to have a, you'll have to have a one-to-one session, because having body pain in the morning, it could be more something to do physical. So maybe you may have to consult a doctor. I don't think it has got anything to do with either your emotions or feelings or thoughts. Okay. To summarize, I'll quickly summarize. Internal experiences are created by emotions, thoughts, and feelings, all working together in a connected way. Changing our emotions is uncertain. We may not be able to do it. There is a lot of, there's been no research on this, how to, change emotions. Even though studies are going on that, but that's a very difficult thing. However, new thought patterns can be formed, like I mentioned, new neural networks. The brain has the capacity. If you can change your thought process, new neural networks can be made, new thought patterns can be formed. In changing your thoughts, by association, you can alter your feelings. So this answers somebody who asked, how do I change my thoughts? By different associating with different aspects, you can alter your feelings. Choose what you focus on, and you can choose to feel brave rather than feeling afraid. Changing your thoughts and feelings related to emotional experiences is not necessarily easy. Remember, it's not necessarily easy, but it is always good to make a start point. And finally, however you can affect substantial positive change in your life by reframing your thoughts, it merely takes practice. Ultimately, the truest benefit is an enhanced life experience. And that makes all the difference. You see, what you are reflects on everyone around you. And my final question to you is, what is the one thing that makes a difference to you? What is the common denominator here? What have you understood from the entire this 40 odd minutes that we have been going through this? There's only one common denominator in this entire process of emotions, thoughts, and your feelings. And that is you. You make the difference. My workshop finishes here. I'll take a couple of minutes more. We are part of, Eagle Leadership Academy, and we believe in positive change in behavior, facilitating it. The mission and missions are given here. Make professional life coaching available to all at an affordable cost, and to reach to about at least 1 million people and make a difference. If you want to know more, please, we've given our, our email ID here and the website. There's a mobile number also. Please feel free to contact. This entire session has also been recorded on YouTube, and we shall be putting it up shortly on YouTube.